Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio, and he's an All-Pro. He's a Pro Bowler. He also apparently is a beatbox champion. Had no idea. He's Cam Jordan. He joins us on the Doug Gottlieb Show. Okay, so there's a lot of football stuff I want to get to. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the fact that Sean Payton stepped away. Did you have any idea this was coming?
I would like to say no and not at all. But, you know, when you think about Sean Payton, we think about everything he's done for the city of New Orleans. When we think about what he's done for the Saints, man, to give up not even 15 years, but 16 seasons of your life to be dedicated to one organization, one team. And if you're part of New Orleans Saints, you're part of New Orleans, the city. And so everything that he's done, he's had so much respect in the city. Everything he's done in such a high class. What brought the city his first Super Bowl. So I've got nothing but respect for SP and all that he's done for the city. Selfishly, yeah, blindsided. Mm-hmm. You know,
like were you where were you when you found out?
LA, I think I was here.
And was it somebody hitting you on text, or did you just find out on social media?
I literally was supposed to do like some actual like media or something like that.
Yeah.
And then this hits, and I get text messages. Hey, do you have any comment on? I said, and guess what? I'm not doing today. Won't be doing media. What we're going to do is throttle this down. So I went from shooting a quick little commercial to supposedly doing the media to I'm not doing media today.
Okay, so Dennis Allen is your defensive coordinator.
No doubt.
Now gets elevated
as expected.
And so, how good a fit do you think that is?
I think it's a solid fit. I think there was one or two choices we could have gone. After hearing what we could have done. Oh yeah, go ahead, swipe that for me too. I like the black ones in black. But everything that Dennis Allen has provided for our team has been great for our defense. I might have thought I heard that they were going to interview Aaron Glenn, and I said, oh, that's a solid one too.
Yes.
Just because they're in the wheelhouse, they know exactly what makes the ship sail in terms of what we've been able to accomplish in the building. But I think if you go DA, I don't think that's the wrong choice. I think that's a great choice for us.
Well, obviously, it was a hard year when you're cycling through like 3 or 4 quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. That usually does not result.
4.
Yeah, I mean, does not result in.
It doesn't normally result in a winning season, and yet we're sitting at 9-8.
That is really, really, really remarkable. And then you look at the fact that we have no idea who's going to be quarterback for the Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. Panthers still haven't figured it out. Mm-hmm. Falcons still haven't figured it out. How hard do you think it is to get back to the level that you guys had previously been at?
To just put in perspective of how hard it is to not have a quarterback and still come out with a winning season. Yes. I mean, Mike Evans pre-Tom Brady had never seen the playoffs. Tom Brady comes in, Super Bowl champion.
Right.
So as much as I say defense wins championships, we can win a lot of games. We can do a lot of things. Peyton Manning at Denver Broncos had an amazing defense when they won a Super Bowl. Defense can win championships, but you need a quarterback.
Do you guys actively recruit, like as players now? Because
I'm openly recruiting. I feel like this is common knowledge as I walk into Media Row. I'm like, hey, how you doing? You play quarterback? Come try out. Hey, actually, you can stay over there where you are. I'm not looking for a lower to mid. I'm looking for a upper mid to elite quarterback. I'm gonna leave you throughout them names.
Okay, no,
Jameis Winston.
I know. So what about Jameis? Right, like he finally seemed to figure it out. Then he
got hurt.
Then he gets hurt,
and we still end up winning that game against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. I think that as Jameis gets healthy, and I think he is healthy at this point. I think I saw some videos of him dropping back, throwing some balls. When he was playing for us, he was playing so well. He was playing at such a high level. So if you get him back, I think that puts us in that playoff to Super Bowl category. If not, then we have to, if he decides to sign somewhere else, which I hope he does reside with us, then we have to go look somewhere else. And if we're going to look, might as well shoot for the stars here.
Yeah, and there's some stars that could very well be available, 2 of which are under contract, one in Seattle, one in Green Bay.
Like 3 under contract, right? I mean,
who's the third one that I'm not thinking of that could possibly? Oh, well, there's one.
Maybe a fourth.
Maybe a fourth.
I'm just simply saying, if you say the names.
Let me just ask the question.
One would be white, blue, or red. One could be a black and purple.
Yes. Okay, so it is interesting in a warmer climate that is desert climate. Mm-hmm. A quarterback unfollowed his team on Twitter.
That's
and
crazy,
Instagram.
right.
Now, look, I'm not big on normally they unfollowed. Okay, but that is weird to unfollow your team.
Sometimes you just got to go social, or do a social cleanse. Maybe that's what that is. I wasn't even looking that way, but I did see him at the Pro Bowl, and maybe I'm gonna plant seeds where I can.
What was the Pro Bowl like? Because it at
was
some
a blast.
point was fun.
It was a blast. Everybody, I saw some social media reactions like, this can't keep going on. Also, I'm rushing with some of the best D linemen in the game, and we're not supposed to run games, but I'm running games with, I'm playing the 3 technique to a Brian Burns on the outside. I'm playing outside, and I've got, Javon Hargraves inside. I'm having a big
So what do you do
Vita
when you get home? You just two-hand touch them so you don't hit somebody, but you're still kind of.
Look, I'm rushing regardless. Now, if I get home, we could have had a different story because I'm definitely there to hit somebody in the backfield. Now, outside the backfield, I'll let the linebackers do their thing. I feel like in that game I even dropped once, and I was like, this ain't for me.
How was Vegas as opposed to other cities that you played the Pro Bowl in?
Vegas is Vegas.
Yes.
Hey, Vegas is Vegas. To be in Vegas from from Tuesday to Sunday, it's a long time to be in Vegas.
It is a long time.
It's
kind of like golf, right? You get to the 14th hole, you're like, okay, I got it, I'm good.
I'm only good for 9.
Yeah.
I try and tell people early, like, hey, Cam, you golf? I don't. Yes, I will.
So Vegas ADD lasts how many days? How many days do
3.
you have? 3. And
72.
Then you're good?
Like everybody knows it's 72 hours.
Yes.
Vegas,
Yes.
Friday to Sunday, and I'm probably not making it like mid to midday Sunday. It's like fly in Thursday, make it till Sunday ish.
Did you guys know about the Alvin Kamara thing?
We learned of it as everybody else did.
You didn't know before because apparently people knew before the game, and they're like, eh.
Look, you didn't know the severity of anything.
Sure.
And I'm still over here gathering notes because, we've got a police report, but I'm like, give me something more than this red where now I'm reading opinions. Give me facts.
Right.
Give me the video. Give me something else. When I'm able to see and make my own opinion, then I'll actually have a stance. Because right now, I'm like, my guy AK is all the way innocent until proven anything otherwise. Because I know exactly what type of person he is. I know how great he is to the city of New Orleans. I know how great of a person he has been. And I've seen him in situations where he has been agitated and still do everything the right way. So I would like to see more.
The playoffs were amazing. I mean, really amazing. And
no, they weren't. They weren't that impressive.
why? Because you weren't in them?
Yeah, exactly. Because black and gold wasn't in them.
I understand, but they were still pretty incredible. games.
Previous years, I've seen teams have losing records and be in the playoffs.
Okay,
I've got a winning record. I'm out of the playoffs.
I
Simply
understand.
because the Niners beat the Rams. The Rams trick off a game that they're supposed to win.
But there's so many things I want to get to with you, though,
Fine.
because you know this game at such a higher level, okay? How do you lose a game, or how do you give up 3 points when you're kicking off with 13 seconds to go? How does that happen?
How?
I mean, I'm asking you.
No, I'm trying to figure that out. How does a quarterback of a franchise, not run up and give the ball to a quarterback or to the referee instead of trying to down it himself?
The worst part about that one with the Cowboys was they afterwards are like, yeah, we practiced that play. We practiced this whole thing. When
Most
we
likely.
practice it, everybody knows.
About
Like,
execution.
but you hand it to the ref.
Execution.
But they were acting like, no, this is not how we do it.
It was a big moment. Sometimes you can have human error. You know if you can have human error. You know how many referees. In fact, we won't talk about referees. We're just going to leave that alone because I know a fine would be coming for no reason. There's going to be human error in the game. He was trying to get the right play and things happen. But at the same time, it comes down to execution.
Okay, you have those games.
The last couple games we've been watching have been great.
Amazing.
The last 2 minutes of the last 6 games have been the defining moments.
I mean, like, look, you even go back to the Chargers-Raiders game. Like, that was crazy, right? That was nuts. What do you think happened to Pat Mahomes? Like, Mahomes has been incredible, and in those situations, he's been incredible. But the pass at the end of the first half was the wrong read, was the wrong play considering time and score, right? And then the first play of the second half, offensively, he throws the interception. But he just looked different, a little rattled, a little off. And that was a game that every NFL guy I talked to was like, I don't know how Chris Jones doesn't have 3 or 4 sacks. There's no way they can block him. And I don't know how they stopped the Kansas City Chiefs. They did both. They blocked, and they were able to slow down the Kansas City Chiefs, holding a 3 points in the second half. How'd that happen?
Man, I mean, did you see the rush on there? Like, did you see? I mean, Joe Burrow was out there bouncing off turf, but Joe Burrow is either resilient enough or young enough where he's not feeling any of it. He's earned Joe Cool for me. I'm like, look, this dude is under pressure and under duress at a high level, and out here making these great throws, just Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But I mean, that pass rush has been great. I mean, you talk about my guy Trey Hendrickson from previous years being with the Saints, now they're thriving with the Bengals, has been amazing to see. You talk about Sam Hubbard, you talk about DJ Reader. I mean, these guys are going off at the right time. Von Bell with the clutch interception at the end. I mean, love to see it. And at the same time, we talk about Pat Mahomes. I mean, he's getting rushed differently. I mean, It just is what it is. Like his offensive line, you could say, was looking like the Cincinnati offensive line.
Yeah, and then the Rams take down the Niners, come from behind against the Niners. That was an unbelievable football game as well. What about you? Look, you have a lot of things going on, right? You have your charity that I want to talk about in a second. Obviously, you have a huge future outside of football when you're done playing football. You've kind of gone through the gamut here with New Orleans, with the quarterbacks, now coaching change. What's your energy like in terms of what you do currently? Like, how energized are you for next year?
Man, I'm super excited. Again, I'm a part of a defense that has become an elite defense. I mean, I've gone from being in my tenure at the Saints, I've had an historically
bad defense, right?
Bad.
You guys were where the Bengals were 2 years ago. You guys were, but they stripped you guys down, obviously, with Bounty Gate, right?
And we historically worse ever. And then we fought our way, clawed our way to where we are now. You talk about leaders beside myself. Talk about David Onyemata. You talk about Demario Davis. You talk about Malcolm Jenkins, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams. Everything that you've seen from this defense has happened in the last couple of years, and it's the same mindset and focus. We're going to stop the hell out this run and make them one-dimensional. And when we do that, albeit we can do it to every team apparently except for Philadelphia for the last 2 years, we average teams under 3 yards a carry.
You do an incredible amount of community service, like ridiculous.
I don't know about an incredible amount. I give up the morning of my Tuesdays to do whatever I can for my city.
Though, right?
Absolutely. But, I mean, I'm going in there to work out. I'm going in there to break down film. How can I not give back? And it started off super early. I mean, at first it was trying to figure out what city I was in. You figure it's New Orleans, but what else can I do? It's going to, Thibodeau's. It's going to Chalmette. It's going to the east. It's going across the way to Slidell. It's going to, as far as Eugene out in Louisiana. Shout out to the whole Raging Cajun Nation. But it's seeing exactly where you're a part of and what's afflicting your community surrounding you. And it comes just from the pure energy I was given when I first got drafted there. I mean, I was drafted 2011 in a lockout year. So I got drafted, I got handed a playbook, and I was like, all right, go figure it out yourselves, right? And because of that, I mean, I made connections that will always be there in New Orleans and felt like they embraced me so easily. How could I not look to do something for them?
The God is Love Foundation,
God
right?
is Love.
Where you started that with your wife, and you guys, I know you donated over six figures, it was like $120,000.
To the Crescent City Corps, being able to team up with them and the leadership training, the anti-racism training, the community involvement we've been able to integrate into the training with the NOPD and Crescent City Corps, which is a complete third-party, non-bipartisan 501(c) that comes in out of the goodness of their hearts trying to just help the city surrounding. It's been phenomenal work to be a part of it and see the mindset and the hearts change of these officers.
Have you seen it?
Man, I've sat right in the workshops. I mean, it's one thing to see it on a Zoom or see just clips. Being able to be part of that first or second meeting and then coming in every couple of meetings to sit down, talk to these officers, sit down, being able to talk to some community members. Bringing in community leaders that are just frustrated. You see the frustration in the faces. You see what they've been through, and push that on the officers, on the officers that are in training. Right, you see how they feel from that. You see how they grow from that, and it's that growth that's going to make us better as a community. It's that bond that we're able to process and become better. I mean, that's why it's so awesome to have this acknowledgement of the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because it spotlights the work that's being done, whether it be United Way with Hurricane Ida when we were displaced and how we were able to come back and give back, the tarps that be on houses, the water, et cetera, to Crescent City Corps. It's that this head nod gives Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's awesome for me, but at the same time, that's nationwide, putting in actual dollars. I think since they've been partnered with WPMOY, they've donated something like $1.5 million, right, to the nominees, which is only helping create more positive effects within the nominees' given cities.
Well, listen, you took your time off the media. Now you're more than making up for it this week. We appreciate your time and can't wait to do it again.
Man, I appreciate you for having me. I always remember, Nationwide is on your side.